As the U.S. cracks down globally on tax evaders, a record number of people are renouncing their U.S. citizenship. I'm Deborah Kahn. Joining me now is Eugene Chow from Chow King Associates. Eugene, good to see you.
Hi, Deborah.
Okay, so you represent people who want to renounce their citizenship, living here in Hong Kong. What's your typical candidate for this?
Well, I know that's not going to sell newspapers and have a lot of people watch Wall Street Journal Digital, but the majority of people are not responding to a crackdown on tax reporting. The majority of people I represent are law-abiding American citizens who simply have settled overseas, who have made a choice not to be Americans anymore because they've adopted Hong Kong, as the case may be, as their home. They've settled here, their roots are here, their family are here, they're culturally identifying with where they are, and they don't want to be Americans.
Okay, but the fact that you have to pay, I mean, America's one of the few countries that make taxes its citizens living abroad. I mean, that must enter in the equation for why they really want to renounce.
I don't think it's so much about the taxes you pay as the regulatory requirements. You could be making, let's say, $100,000 a year, and you have a $92,000 roughly foreign earned income exclusion, and you pay virtually no taxes. But they want to know about your bank account. They want to know, what is the maximum amount you had in that bank account? What assets do you have? The U.S. and the senators that are pushing these new laws, they're responding to this UBS scandal. And the majority of those people are Americans living in America who are hiding money offshore. Instead, they're punishing Americans who are living overseas. Some of my clients have problems even having a bank account open because banks don't want to do business with American citizens. And the answer the IRS will probably say is, go bank with Citibank or Bank of America. Well, maybe in India, that's not the bank to do business with. Maybe they can't offer the kind of services that you can offer. So it's a much more complicated question than the tax professors or the tax lawyers in America or former tax prosecutors coming from their angle, scaring the bejesus out of people, saying that you better give up your citizenship and do your tax planning and report everything. But I think the publicity gets people nervous. A simple failure to report on this foreign TDF 90-22.1 foreign bank account reporting form could subject you to a $500,000 fine and a 5-year prison term.
Right.
But the reality is most people don't get prosecuted for that. But who wants to be labeled as a criminal for a stupid little mistake like, I didn't know, I have 50,000 Hong Kong dollars, it's 6,000 US dollars, I didn't report it, and they can throw the book at me.
So
God help you if you become an enemy of the state. They can pick this up and
Right.
just use it against you.
Okay, so the IRS recently released numbers of people who have renounced. I think it was about just over 1,100 people for 2013 so far. I mean, is that number accurate, and is this kind of an unprecedented number of people?
Well, I think that the trend is definitely going up. But the Federal Register, nobody reads the Federal Register except lawyers. It's a very boring publication that, somehow Congress decided to name and shame those people that decide to give up their passports. And it was an obscure thing until journalists started picking it up and they saw Eduardo Saverin's name and they think, there's a story here. But those statistics are notoriously inaccurate. I have clients that gave up their passports a year ago or 9 months ago that are in the 2013 list. It's whenever Treasury gets around to compiling it and the coordination between the State Department, the Treasury Department. For example, some people don't know the FBI also compiles statistics. And if you take those statistics and you compare, it could be like 4,000 something. And those don't include long-term residents. So those statistics do accurately show an uptrend. But I don't think that they really are accurate because there are lots of people that don't appear there that gave it up. And there are people that have given it up that are just, missing.
Okay, well, I have to admit, I mean, I've been to dinner parties where people have said, well, I really want to give up my U.S. passport, but the amount of tax I would have to pay in order to do so doesn't make it worth it anymore.
That's true. There is this mark-to-market exit tax, and it's sort of like a divorce settlement. You're married to Uncle Sam for a long time, you acquire a lot of wealth while you're an American. Even if you acquired it all overseas, they want a piece of that when you leave.
And does that look set to even go up further, or is there any indication?
Well, I think it's already gone up. But I think, America is all about free choice. People should have a choice. If you like a country, you go, a lot of clients end up living in Canada. It's a higher tax jurisdiction than the United States. They're not doing it for tax-motivated reasons. If you really statistically analyze, you use the number 1,200, let's say, And you look at those, the majority of those people are not these fat cats that Senator Schumer or the other politicians are pointing their fingers at. Yeah, there are some people that happen to be high-income earners, but they'll pay taxes in the jurisdiction where they've settled, and their life is here. So why do you, it's like forcing your spouse to be married to you when the relationship is over. Maybe at a certain stage of your life, you want to be an American. Your life is there. But, if you've been in Hong Kong or Singapore or wherever for 15, 20 years, your roots are there, your kids are there. Why
not?
Why do you want to?
A divorce should be allowed. Okay,
yes.
And on that note, we will leave it there. Thank you very much, Eugene Chow. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
For more on that story, you could go to WSJ.com. I'm Deborah Kahn.